Hey, we're on Facebook?
Not yet.
Oh, it told me that we are.
We've got an attendee too. Hi.
Nice.
Hi, Melissa. I think we are now.
Okay, awesome. Can we just like jump right in?
Yeah, please. I think this is the moment.
Hi, everybody. We're going to do a class on Halloween designs today, which is my favorite holiday. Let's get started with, so to save time, I'm going to do a half and half for a couple of these. So for the first one, we're going to do a half regular skull, a half sugar skull. So I'm going to start by taking this droplet sponge, pretty dry, with some white. And I don't want it to be wet. I'm just going to dab all around this area. We're going to try to avoid the eyes because we're going to paint over the eyes for both designs. And I should have avoided the nose too, but it's okay. So you want to focus mainly on the high points of the face, like the forehead, the cheekbones, anything that's going to like really stick out. Okay.
Hi, Therese. Hi, Crystal. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Melissa.
Hi, guys. Okay, so for the sugar skull, I'm going to go all the way down. But for the regular skull, I'm just going to end right here on the top of the mouth. Okay, so you want just like a really light dusting of a white base. Usually I would use the star blends for this, but the star blends don't show up that well on the practice board, so I'm just going to use the face paint. And this is a Kraze white. So even though it's really good for line work, you can lay down a base with it also. Okay, so I'm not going to spend too much time on the base. We'll just lay this down like that. Now we're going to start with the regular skull part. And I'm just going to get black in a Filbert brush like this. And I'm going to outline the shape of the eye. Now, if you were doing like a Halloween makeup or even to like practice, it's really helpful to have like an anatomically correct model of a human skull in front of you to look at while you're doing this, so that you can see exactly where like the high points and the depths are that you're trying to create. Now this one's going to be a little bit more stylized and less like 100% accurate because it's going to be a little scarier for Halloween. So I'm going to make it like this line right here, that little dip makes it a little bit more costumey. And I'm just going to go in right here. Do the nose, a little triangle for a nose. Okay. Now I'm going to make a couple of outlines like that. And let's cut this in half so that we can see, you know, a defined separation between the sugar skull and the regular one. Okay. You can always add a couple of cracks. If I was doing this at an event, I would probably just do half, just because it's a little faster than doing a full entire skull. And you want to be able to get this down in just a couple minutes. So here's some faces for the teeth. And now I'm just going to dry off my brush. Like a lot. And I'm going to go back in with the black, a pretty dry brush. I'm not really picking up a lot of paint. I'm just getting the shadow of the paint on here. So it's kind of like this. It's not wet at all. This technique is called dry brushing, and it's really good for creating precise shadows. So I'm just going to dry brush these shadows here a little bit to create some depth in these areas.
And just as a reminder, if you guys have any questions or whatever, just let me know and I'll pass them along.
Yeah.
Oh, I probably should have introduced myself. I'm Blake Cabot. I'm the owner of FacePaint.com. This is Kathy Vergara. She is someone who has trained dozens and dozens of face painters. So we are learning some exciting Halloween designs that will be for interesting, but not too complicated.
Yeah,
is that fair?
Sounds about right. So okay. We're just adding some strategically placed shadows. Here, I'm going to add a couple down here. And I like to outline my darkest areas with a little bit of shadow. So it's going to be like right here by the nose, underneath the eye. We can drag some of this paint down this way. Make it scary. Like the more shadows and stuff you put, the scarier it is usually. I'm gonna add some more shadows down here. So because the teeth are going back towards the back of your mouth, you're gonna want most of the shadow to be on these teeth that are gonna be all the way back here. And then you're gonna have a lighter shadow towards this area. And I'm just gonna put a couple more. You know, you can play with it. Wherever you like to place your shadows, it's cool. Okay, so I'm going to get a brush with some white, and I'm just gonna use a round brush. And so this is gonna be like a quick design. So I'm just gonna add some teardrops over here. Just like that. And so as you're going to the back of the mouth, you want it to raise up just a little bit to give the illusion that it's moving backwards. And then I'm just gonna take my brush and reinforce some of these highlights over here. And that just helps to add contrast and to really make the design pop. Okay. So there we have, you know, some details. And so since I put the teeth on, this is dry, I'm just gonna shade the back ones a little bit, just a tiny bit. And then finish with my round brush. Here we go. And then just sharpen up the outline with some black. All right, so there we have a really effective but quick skull. If I wasn't explaining it to you guys, I could probably do this in about 5 minutes, maybe less. Especially if I'm using the star blends in the background, because I don't have to wait for that to dry. I can just go right into the paint right afterward. So now we're gonna do the other side as a sugar skull, which is one of my favorite. I know they're like everywhere, but I like them because you can do them in like a million different ways and still have, you know, your design looking really nice. So here we have the split cake. I'm just gonna load it. Now we're gonna make similar shapes to what we just did. And I probably should have done it with on the left side since I'm left-handed. Okay, so I'm just gonna come backwards.
Hi, Marina.
So we're going to come around here and kind of outline the eye. And then so for a sugar skull, the shape for the eye is going to be more round and less angular, like the regular skull was. I think that looks about right. And I'm going to reload my brush a little bit. And you can use the same color for the details, or you can go into the different, the cake doesn't, you know, however you feel. And I'm just going to add some interest down here with a couple of petals. And I like to do like roses or some kind of flower or something in the forehead of my sugar skulls. I think it looks really pretty. You can also do the nose in the same color. Like that. That's looking dry a little bit because we need to go on top of it. Okay. So I'm just gonna do like a little half rose design right here. You can probably barely see it because I don't have a lot of space to work with. But on a full face, it would be, you know, you'd have space to do the full rose and it'd be a little bit more like precise. And then for the rest of this, I will, let's do some, give her some lips. She looks a little weird with her lips. I wouldn't do this at a party normally, because I don't like to tease my breakfast.
Marina's skipping sleep to watch you.
Thank you. That's so cool. Like, I know it's not cool for you to like miss sleep, but it makes me feel special. So thank you. Okay. Now I'm just gonna outline these shapes I made. I'm gonna outline this rose that I have up here because you can barely see what's going on. So I'm just gonna really quick outline that. Okay. I'm gonna outline the lips just so that you can see where the lips are supposed to be. But again, that wouldn't really happen at an event. And also a flower I'm gonna outline. Oh, and I forgot I can use green again.
Yeah. We were doing shootings in front. We were doing some other videos earlier today, and so we were shooting in front of a green screen. And yeah, you can't use green face paint when you're doing that. You just can't. It's just one of those things. You really can't do it.
It's really hard to plan a design that doesn't use any green whatsoever.
It is, especially when they're leaves. We ran into that early. Yeah,
so I'm gonna add a couple of leaves to my rose, and you can put them however you like. And I'm going to finish it up with some outlines. And you don't have to be like 100% precise. You just want to lay down the definition on the edges. Okay, so here is where the part that I like comes in. So there's many different ways that you can do this. And this is just one of them. So I'm just gonna outline this area.
Hi, Asthma. Asthma? I think that's the way I pronounce it.
And I'm gonna give her a little bit of eyeliner just to help define our eye again. It's kind of hard to tell. There we go. So you guys get the full experience here. All right, so now we're gonna come right over here and we're gonna make some stylized shadows here with lines. So basically the same shapes, except here, whoops. Lift this up a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing properly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna come right here. And all you're doing is just making some swirls and teardrops and shapes and stuff, just to make this same shape right here, the same swoop. And then you can add the shadows with the design you're making. So the heavier your design is, like, so you can see it's a little bit heavier right here in this area. That'll give more shadow. And since my design is a little bit lighter over here, that's a little bit less shadow. You're basically just filling in the space with your designs. So now for this, we can do a whole bunch of things. We can do these little dots around that I like doing sometimes. And this is where it gets really fancy because you can fill in the dots and outlines with some liquid bling. And then things start to really pop. So I'm gonna get smaller as I come into this area in the inner corner of the eye, just because I don't wanna make this too heavy over here. And let's put some here. And maybe we'll have a few teardrops coming in from the chin and a couple this way. So you're basically adding a bunch of teardrops and lines and dots, and you're just making everything really fancy. Same shapes, you're just making them fancier. So you can totally stop here. You can keep going and get more fancy, but we have a bunch more designs to do. So I'm gonna stop with this sugar skull. So here we have half skull, half regular sugar skull. Okay, hope you guys like these. We're gonna move on to a let's see, the half clowns. Oh man, that is very stainy. That's okay. So I know that the movie It coming out again, and everybody seems to be like super into it. So we're going to do half of the It inspired design, and then the other half of my version of a creepy clown.
Sure. So a couple of announcements. One is that we're still giving away Kraze palettes, and they're actually shipping them now. So we're actually going to have new stuff in stock probably in the week, I would think. So that's good news because we've been out of stock on a lot of stuff, which is always the terrible thing. But if you guys want to try your hand and get some free paint, here's a link. And outside of that, we've also got an Instagram contest where the winner can win $500 worth of face paint. And that is going to be over the next, it ends October 31st. So if you want to go to our Instagram page and try that out. It's all yours. Okay.
Sounds good. I've been meaning to like sit down and brainstorm some designs.
Okay.
They have some really good submissions so far.
Yeah. It's not for the faint of heart.
Yeah.
There's some really good quality stuff.
Definitely.
Lean is managing it. So.
Good people.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna clean up the eyes a little bit so you guys can still see the face. He looks a little wacky, but let's get some red. That's usually where the creepy clown design starts. Now I'm going to do the nose. Let's do the it side over here. I'm going to do the it side here. I'm going to do the other creepy clown over here. Okay. Now you could do it either mouth open or mouth closed, depending on, I guess, how quickly you want to do your design. The quicker way would absolutely be mouth closed. So I'm just going to show you kind of what a mouth open design. Okay, so we're just going to lay down some yellow. And I'm going to add a little bit of like gums around there. And I like to stay like right where the line of the mouth is. So even if they open their mouth, it doesn't like cut your teeth in half. So that tends to make it a little bit difficult to do your design like that if you want to keep up the illusion.
Mm-hmm.
So here we're just gonna go with the mouth. Okay, so here's it. And of course, we're gonna bring it right around. And up to the middle of the eye, just like that. I actually painted my son as it for Halloween. Well, not even for Halloween, just because I wanted to. I had the time, and he was wearing red pajamas, so like it was perfect. I used star blends to color his hair red, and I painted his whole face like in white star blends, and then I just added the details and stuff with some black paint. And he was only 2, and he thought he was a cat. So when I brought him to the mirror to look at himself, instead of being scared, he started meowing, which is really funny.
So that's a good question. What is everybody face painting their kids this Halloween?
Yeah.
There's a certain number of you that, you know, once you have teenagers of a certain age, that they stop cooperating willingly.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. All right, so I'm gonna go back to dry brushing really quick and just add a couple of like these smile lines over here. Just so you can see it's like big cheeks. And we can add some darkness under here. So that's always creepy. Add a little bit of shading around the eyes. I think he has like a super thin eyebrow. Pennywise. I'm gonna give him that super thin eyebrow. And this is just like a super, super basic, if you're doing this at an event, kind of it clown face paint.
We got one cat woman. Daughter 13.
Nice.
Cheryl's moved on to the grandkids. Melissa's doing Spider-Man.
That's a good one.
Yeah, always a classic.
Yeah, that's an easy one to do also, without like having to get too much into like shading and difficult parts of doing like a Halloween makeup.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good. The faster you do it, the more likely they are to sit through the entire thing, which is what I found. All right, so we're going to just add some highlights. And my yellow is still wet. That's why the highlights aren't showing up as well as I'd like them to. But you guys get the idea. So that's the It inspired face paint. Now we're gonna move on to my creepy clown, which is pretty similar. It's just a little bit different. So mine kind of has like the teeth as if the mouth was like ripped open over here. So it's like these big, jagged lines.
Marina has 4 kids, 9, 7, 4, and 3, and they have to be bribed already. Yeah.
Wow, that's quick.
It is quick.
Keep my kids into it as long as it's humanly possible. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of do the same thing for the eye. Because this is kind of like he's wearing a clown's face on top of his face. Does that make sense? And you just cut out holes for the eyes and the mouth. All right, so now we're gonna fill this in carefully. I'm just gonna draw the pupil over. Okay. Now the background of this is going to be red. All through here, I'm just gonna make one really quick red background.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're gonna go in with some teeth, and they can be yellow like it, or you can do them white like I'm doing right now. Yellow is probably creepier. And remember, you want to go up as you're moving backwards. I'm gonna make big goofy teeth. And I'm just going to in the areas around the teeth. You can put some like splits in there. He's a creepy clown. He probably doesn't brush his teeth. His oral hygiene's probably not up there. So you can make him kind of grody. Here we go with the nose over here. Some outlines here. And a lot of tiny highlights, because this one's supposed to be like kind of wet, if that makes sense. Like pretty gross inside.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna highlight around the edges over here to give it a little bit more contrast. And now I'm gonna come in with blue to kind of make the the clown, you know, the makeup part of this.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna lay down some blue and then kind of do the same thing as the it one. Just kind of shade in this area a little bit. Make like forehead wrinkles, because for some reason forehead wrinkles make things look creepy. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. And there's my really quick version of a creepy clown.
That's a good creepy clown.
Have it design. You could also give him like an eyebrow, like a really cartoonish eyebrow. There's a nice contrast to the really like gross face you have here. So like a big like sad clown eyebrow. And it makes it extra weird. All right, so here we have the creepy clown on the side. It inspired face paint on the other side. So now we're gonna get rid of this. And this, I would do the background again with a star blend instead of a face paint. It cuts your time down a lot.
So next week on October 14th, a week from today, Hannah is going to be doing female superhero designs. So if you want to see the women that win the wars, come join us next week.
Them.
Yep. 6 p.m. EST.
So now I'm going to do a little zombie. And I'm just going to sketch out the areas, because you can do a zombie can go many, many ways. You can do one that's skin tone. You can do one that's like pop out super green and moldy, you know, and everything in between. So I'm just going to do, for the sake of being quick, I'm going to do like a little kind of like a skin toned kind of zombie. Just so I'm not doing the green outline and all that. But you guys can kind of see and get the gist of what I'm doing. I'm going to, let's give him like a little patch of skin right here. Make that flap over. I'm just kind of sketching out where I want like all the elements of this design to go. Right, so I'm definitely gonna do his teeth in like a yellowy kind of brown color. And so we're gonna have a bunch of teeth here. And if you guys haven't like already figured this out, this is as if his skin was ripped over here. And this is showing through. Just kind of like an optical illusion a little bit. And this usually has really good like feedback at a party. If you do something like this, everybody's like, whoa, cool.
So Ashley's asking, is this a reusable face paint chart?
The practice board? Oh yeah, totally. So you just like you saw me clean off the face a little while ago, you just wipe it right off. Sometimes I get issues with staining, but for the most part, you just wipe it right off and keep it moving. All right, so now I'm just adding brown around here because he's a zombie. He's not gonna have those healthy pink gums, right?
Ashley, here's a link to it.
Okay, so here are my zombie teeth and gums. And we can add, we can do like a little bit of brain activity in this area. Make it kind of pop arty. Like that, and I'm just gonna come in with some black and just kind of outline everything here. The teeth don't have to be perfect. You can make them a little gross, just like the clown. So here I've made his teeth a little bit nastier.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna go over my outline in some black. Just to make it stand out a little bit. Okay, and on the white, you could use like a skin colored star blend to kind of like blend in and highlight these edges over here. And that's an easy way to like hide it. Let's color this in. Now we're just gonna make like brain shapes. In here. Forgive my brain shapes. I know these are not anatomically accurate.
No.
He got a little messed up on his journey to becoming a zombie.
Oh, you don't want to make them anatomically accurate. I think that would be worse somehow.
Yeah, probably. So you can have fun with this. You can't. It doesn't have to be like super accurate. Clearly, I'm just gonna add like some brown over here. Highlight it with like some yellow. You want this part up here to be a little bit lighter than this part down here. Just so that you can see that it's, you know, shaded. It makes it look like this is on top and that's on the bottom. I'm gonna add like, now I'm just going to like dry brush that blend over here. And I can dry brush the blend. I need my brush to be a little bit drier. It's not dry enough.
Hi, Humor.
Dry brush over here just to keep these brains like in the background. Okay, and now basically we're just going to add some olive green mixed with a little bit of black into this area under here. Because that looks super sickly. Like green around the eye.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Hi, Jennifer.
So you're gonna give him some serious baggage under here.
Hi, Toya.
Make this area stand out. You want the cheeks to look very gaunt. And you can give him some forehead wrinkles also. So this is gonna be more of like a skin toned kind of zombie. Or
it's a question. Jessica makes a point. The lighting when you're doing the eye, it's hard to see what you're painting. So when you put your hand over the shadow, so just be careful of that.
Okay, sorry. So
thanks, Jessica.
Come this way.
Okay.
So basically like that. And zombies kind of have like this monobrow kind of thing going on because their brows are so sunken in. And you want to have like that flesh eaten away on the nose kind of area right there. And so that's basically the gist of your easy zombie. Like you don't have to get too much into it. You add a few points here and there and people will be able to tell it's a zombie. You could have also totally done the background in green and then did all of this on top. It's basically up to you. A nice touch would be to get a stipple sponge like this one. Or if you can see it better here. And then just add a little bit of brown, some red, and a teensy bit of black. And just, let me try this side. Maybe that's easier for you guys.
Ashley loves it.
Thank you. You can just, because this definitely says zombie. Anywhere you have blood spatter and, you know, altogether grossness going on. That's definitely zombie. Add some towards the eyes because, you know, bleeding eyes is never not creepy. And there you go. A quick little zombie here. Okay, so now I'm gonna get rid of this guy. Let's see. Oh, I almost got through my whole list.
Wow. No way.
We have a cyborg, a witch, and a jack-o'-lantern left.
Oh, Ashley, in terms of doing streams like this, one, you can see any ones we've done. We have them live on our Facebook page. You can, I think, go under videos and see them. But we do this about once a week. At least that's what I'm trying to do. I can't say every week I'm going to do it. There's going to be a week after Christmas where you're just not going to see me. But other than that, I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah, I'm usually here every 2 weeks.
Yep.
Okay, so we're going to try the cyborg. And again, we're going to map out this design before we like get to actually doing it. So we're just going to take some white, and it doesn't have to be white. It can be a color that's close to the skin tone of whoever you're painting, because that'll make it a little bit easier to hide later on. And we're just going to block out a large area as if, you know, something exploded, her skin fell off, and this was found underneath. I'm gonna take some silver, and this is the only silver I have. I don't have a full, single silver, so I'm just gonna use from this kit, this old one I have. And we're gonna.
Thanks, Jessica. Jessica ordered that practice board. So, yeah.
Cool.
Good way to practice.
Okay. I'm just gonna add this silver. I'm gonna go around the eyes so you guys can still see them. I'll mix it with the blue that's in here too. Okay, it's kind of hard to see that this is silver. It looks a little like grayish, but you guys can use your imaginations. We're all artists here. All right, so all that's silver. And now you kind of just want to fill this in with an area that looks like a humanoid kind of shape, but with a lot of angles because it's supposed to be a robot. So I'm gonna make that a little bit pointier. I'm trying to use my brush far away so the shadow doesn't cover everything. Okay, so we're gonna get that general shape going. And like, let's see, like if you were gonna make an eyebrow for a robot, it would be kind of like that. And maybe you throw in some little rivets.
Ashley says she loves how fast you are at this, but you get the detail in there. That's amazing.
That's basically, that sums up what I try to do every day when I work. I try to do as fast as possible, but not too fast that you feel like you're not getting your money's worth. So it has to have that like wow factor. And it's like, it's little details that you can add here and there that really make your design. Let's add like a little stripey bit down here. with some like computer parts. You can really do this design, like this concept, for many, many different things. You can do it like this for a cyborg. You can do it like this, like the jack-o'-lantern is similar to this. You could do it like this for, what else? For the clown. Like there's a lot of different designs. You just add, you don't have to do the whole face. Just add like this area over here that's ripped out of the skin, and it becomes like a whole look. Okay, so basically just play with it. Add some, you know, elements wherever you want to put them. I just made that up. And I'm gonna go in and highlight a little bit because, you know, he's metal, or she's metal, because this one's a girl. And another thing I like to do with these is to give it like a red eye in here. Because like, you know how you watch Terminator and he has like that one light up red eye? So that's a way to make this look more like a cyborg. And this is still wet, so I'll get a little bit of the shiny.
So how do you guys feel about sort of, Ashley brings up the point, she always thinks about doing a whole face look, but she loves these half faces you're doing. How do you guys feel about half faces versus whole faces?
Yeah, I'd be interested to know. Sometimes you just don't have the time to do a full face.
Yeah.
You don't want to say no, because it's never a good look to say no when you're at an event. So you can say, oh, I can do, and you don't necessarily have to tell them it's going to be a half face. You say, oh, I want a robot. You're like, all right, I'll give you a coolest robot ever. And then you do something like this, and then they don't feel like they're being like cheap, like they're being gypped somehow.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like, oh, it's a cool robot. And now this,
exactly.
I'm just dry brushing this in, and the paint is wet underneath, so it's kind of smudging a little bit. That's why you're.
Yeah, just because, right. It's a good price. It's a good option for a lower price point.
Mm-hmm. Right. So now you can just add some strategic shadowing wherever you want to put some depth here. And you know, you can even go in with my favorite Stipple Sponge for Halloween and add some like real, like, okay, you got into a car crash accident. I think they're coming out with a new Terminator movie, right?
I think so. Aren't they always?
Crazy. And now, you know, she's a cyborg that's been in an accident. And this design you can do really quickly also. So let me get rid of her.
Mm-hmm. Good point, Ashley.
Another thing I like about painting not the entire face is when you get towards the mouth area, it gets tricky. Because they'll go to eat, or, you know, they'll lick their lips, and then they come back and all of their, like, the face area is like mush and just looks gross. And then they want you to fix it. And if you just don't put paint there in the first place, you won't have to fix it later. So
right.
It saves a little bit of time.
Yeah. I think the other last announcement is we still have the Halloween. It's only for 6 more days. Our Halloween special for 15% off everything in the store is still around. So if you go to FacePaintcom, you'll see a banner ad for that, and you'll get the coupon code and all that. And that lasts until October 13th.
Very exciting. I'm about to make my own order right now.
There you go. 15% off. Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, it's hard to see like face painting brands that have really good coupons unless it's like a holiday. Because I know I follow a couple shops and the best you'll get is like 5% sometimes. Like you don't really see, like it happens, but not very often. You get like a bigger chunk of a discount code.
Yep. Yep.
All right, so here what I did was just map out a design area for my jack-o'-lantern. And so if you think about how a pumpkin breaks, it kind of breaks in like these jagged like lines like this, like if you would just like to smash a pumpkin. So that's what we're gonna kind of do here. It's a little bit different than the cyborg shape. And the like the creepy clown shape is a little bit different than that, but that's what we're gonna do here. So you can start wherever, and we're just gonna like, we're gonna take a split cake, an orange one, and it might be a little difficult to get into the corners.
Huh. Wow.
Okay, so there you have the background of your little pumpkin.
Jessica, the secret code about 40% off. Yeah. No, but it's a good thought. We offer we'll offer some good discounts on Kraze, but nothing. Can't do it for the entire store. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad if you want to slide me a 40% off discount code.
Yeah. Okay. Easy there. Easy there. Oh, don't worry, Toya. You can watch it on replay. It'll be posted in a few minutes after this is over. So Ashley asks, so how easy are split cakes? I've never used them. Only the single color pans.
Literally make your life a million times easier. If you want to have the designs, like I think you said Deborah said, designs that are really quick, but like they really like give you the most bang for your buck, invest in a split cake palette. The Kraze one is really good. Looks like this.
That's it.
Let me add the two colors I'm missing over here. So you have a nice range of colors. You can, not this one. This is the single and this is the split cake. So yeah. It's these 12, right? Yeah, it's these.
Yeah, 12.
Here.
Well, 10 split cakes, 2 regular colors, black and white. But they're great. I mean, it's easy to do a lot of, especially if you're doing a lot of fast designs. Mm-hmm. You can do something quick with the split cake and then just decorate it, and that works just fine.
I can do almost every single design that I do regularly at parties, and even like if they ask me to come up with something with a split cake, I always reach for the split cakes first because they provide so much like depth and interest to your designs that even if your outline isn't that great or your whole you're still practicing and the whole concept is a little shaky, people are going to be amazed just because, wow, look at, she loaded all those colors on the brush at the same time. I get that comment all the time. So they're going to be impressed, and it's so easy because it takes no effort to just load a brush like that and, start. All you have to do is work on like how you hold it. Like just work on the direction, because the direction of where you're holding your brush matters a lot more when you're using a split cake than when you're using just the single colors. Mm-hmm. And funnily enough, we just filmed a bunch of videos on how to do the split cake, how to do split cake designs with brushes and sponges. You can look for that, and that should help you out if you've never used them before.
Yeah, that's another thing. We're going to have we have a private FacePaint group, which has got videos from Kathy and a lot of other people, and it's just finding the link for it, and it's a private group, and we're it's free to join, and you can see all the great work that we've done, and you can learn more details on face painting. So here is that group. There it is.
So now I'm just like dry brushing this area. And you can also use a star blend for this if you're not comfortable with dry brushing. Dry brushing is just really faster because I don't have to take the whole new cake. But there's like a really quick creepy jack-o'-lantern. And it looks like super detailed. Like it looks like, oh wow, look at all that gradient shading there. And I literally just striped down the face. That's why I love split cake so much.
Yeah, it's amazing. Well, okay, it is 6:57. So I think this is a good stopping point, or I think so. So thank you. We got through your list, didn't we, Kathy?
Except for the witch, but the witch is kind of self-explanatory. It's just green with shading and
Okay.
Like the line work and the shading and stuff.
Great. Okay, well, thank you very much, Kathy, and thank you everybody for joining us. And hope you enjoy watching it after I post it. And we're going to be doing this next week, same time, same channel. And please join us for female superheroes. Okay.
Superheroes.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye, everybody. Have a good evening, Kathy.
You too.